I held your shadow in my hand, like trying to catch water from dry lands. Every touch slipped right through, fingers aching, still reaching for you. Oh, the strings are broken, the song won't play, melody's gone, took my heart away. Broken strings, broken wings, can't fly, can't sing, just this pain it brings. Your kiss was a fire, now it's just ash, burned so bright, but it faded so fast. I'm a blues note hanging in the air, lonely and lost, floating nowhere. Was it me? Was it time? Was it fate drawing the line? Oh, the strings are broken, the song won't play, melody's gone, took my heart away. Broken strings, broken wings, can't fly, can't sing, just this pain it brings. Every chord I strike feels hollow and cold. Your name still hums in my soul's fold. The choir of love has turned to cries, echoes of you in the night sighs.
Not much like that, and be breaking. It's so play. English way. Hey, dude.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the dark side of the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks. You're too kind. You're too kind. No, you're one of a kind, but what kind are you? Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity. Leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are simply telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. Joining me, as always, the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the original, Madam Bell. How are you doing tonight, Madam Producer?
You know what? I feel like I've been issued a little bit of a test and I'm going to excel here. So,
Take it away.
Sofa Ninja, New Type, Top Cat, Big Boy, and Bud. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, see, now Bell's never done that before, but I'm trying to illustrate that this is how fast crypto can change. This is how fast this show can change. Everything's good. I saw your comment, New Type. I even responded to it, man. Look, governments rise and fall all the time, but the countries live on. The people of them live on. And sometimes it works out better. Sometimes it works out worse. But the fact is that the show will continue, but it's usually under new leadership. Now, the current leadership with Magmar and all those other guys, now I got zero faith in it, man. They got the wrong look, the wrong vision, and they are simply not leaning into what they can do. They are still kind of going with the field of dreams. We're ready to build blockchain for TradFi as soon as TradFi shows up. See, now that's not going out and getting it. That's not networking. That's hoping. And we've had that in crypto for how many years now? Hope. Don't worry, everything's going to work. Alt season, right, guys? Alt season. It's going to be here any day now. The interesting part about Cosmos is that every tool that they need to actually make this really, really grow, thrive, survive, is actually already over here. But for some reason, and this is where I'm a little bit baffled. I'd love your input, and please give me your input because I want to read them live. The thing that baffles me is simply why? Why are you ignoring what actually exists over here? Why will you not lean into it? Why will you not try a little bit of consolidation? Why will you not bring it together and show the entire world that products exist and that products are here? Not coming soon, but they're here now. So with that, that's where I kind of dreamt up the whole Cloud 2.0 thesis, not the app chain thesis, but the Cloud 2.0 thesis, the Cloud 2.0 thesis. Now, Bell and I have been building out here, and we've been coining Web 2.5. And we've been saying that for years because that's it. I'm right. You're all wrong. I'm right, and that's it. So, what I would like for you guys to do is just entertain me here for a few minutes. Let me get my spiel out. Go ahead and comment, pick it apart. Let's have at it because I would love you to imagine a world where the cloud isn't just a metaphor for distant servers owned by a handful of tech giants far and away, but a truly decentralized interstellar network of data and computation, accessible, secure, and sovereign. So if you guys could, come on this journey with me into the bold idea of repositioning the Cosmos network as Cloud 2.0. We're going to explore briefly the massive landscape of data storage and servers, the key players dominating it, what this rebranding could look like, and the practical steps to make it happen. I don't just point out problems, I solve them. Now, by the end, I think you're going to see why Cosmos isn't just another blockchain, it's the foundation for the next era of cloud computing. Now, first, let me set the stage with the current state of the cloud. The global cloud computing market is exploding. In 2025, it's valued at around $913 billion, with projections pushing it over $950 billion by this year's end. And some estimates even higher at 1.2 to 1.3 trillion when factoring in broader surfaces. Now, this isn't pocket change, guys. It's the backbone of our digital economy, powering everything from Netflix streams to AI training models. But who's calling the shots? That's the question. The big three: Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. They control over 60% of the market. AWS alone holds 32%. Azure's around 22% and Google's around 12%, with the rest scattered among players like Alibaba, Oracle, and IBM. Now, these centralized behemoths offer scalability and they do offer convenience. I'm not arguing that, but at a cost. Skyrocketing prices, data, privacy, nightmares, kind of my wheelhouse, and single points of failure. Do you guys remember the AWS outages that took down half the internet? Wasn't that long ago. That is Cloud 1.0. It's efficient, but it's fragile. It's controlled by corporations that prioritize profits over user sovereignty. Now, come with me on this. I want you to contrast that with the decentralized cloud storage and computing space, which is nascent, but it's surging. In 2025, the decentralized cloud storage market is estimated at about $660 million to $4.1 billion, depending on the scope, with forecasts reaching maybe $1.5 billion by 2033 or even $20 billion by then at a 20% year over year. But it's tiny compared to traditional cloud. It's less than 1%. That's the opportunity. That's the opportunity. Key players over here, they include Filecoin with its incentivized storage network, Storage with a J, focusing on enterprise-grade decentralized storage, Sia. They were a pioneer in blockchain-based file hosting, Arweave for permanent data archival, and even IPFS as the underlying protocol for many of these things. Emerging names, and believe it or not, these are still young. Emerging names like a cache network for compute, BlueZell, you guys remember that, for databases, and SARE and AI data also are all over the landscape. Now, these projects promise censorship resistance, lower costs. And when I say lower costs, I mean up to 90% cheaper than AWS storage, because we are 90% cheaper than AWS storage. And global distribution, but they're fragmented, silos in a supposedly decentralized world. Now, New Type, this is for you specifically, bro. I knew that you were going to bust my balls on this. Enter Cosmos Network, the Internet of blockchains, perfectly poised to unify this chaos as Cloud 2.0. Cosmos isn't just a chain. It's an ecosystem of over 80 interconnected blockchains via IBC, inter-blockchain communication, enabling seamless data and asset transfers. Now, in the data storage and server space, Cosmos already hosts heavy hitters, a cache network, the Airbnb of cloud compute, where anyone can rent out unused servers, hosting nearly 600 apps and revolutionizing decentralized marketplaces. How do I know? Because we use a cache. Celestia. I'm not talking about the token, not talking about the tokenomics. I'm not talking about the dirty VCs. But what they do, which is provide modular data availability, making it easier for chains to store and access vast amounts of data without bloating their own networks. And my personal favorite, Little Jackal Protocol, offers privacy-focused storage, deploying encrypted files across the ecosystem with numerous integrations. Now, these aren't isolated. They're interconnected, turning Cosmos into a super cloud where data flows freely, secured by Atom staking and governance. But positioning Cosmos as Cloud 2.0 means reframing it as the decentralized upgrade to AWS and Azure, a permissionless, interoperable platform. where developers, us, build sovereign apps. Users control their data and costs plummet through global peer-to-peer resources. Now it's Cloud 2.0 because it evolves the decentralized model. Version 1.0, this was about virtualization and scalability. 2.0 is about decentralization, modularity, and AI-driven efficiency. With data creation exploding to 200 zettabytes annually. This is fact. Look it up. Driven by AI. Cosmos can capture this as the backbone for DPIN. That is decentralized physical infrastructure networks, where idle servers worldwide become a vast, resilient cloud. So, what would this rebranding look like? Now, visually, we like this. Imagine a sleek, cosmic-themed overhaul. The Cosmos logo. It's already starry. It evolves into a nebula of interconnected nodes, symbolizing a galactic cloud. Marketing slogans like Cosmos, the sovereign supercloud, or, if you prefer, Unlock Cloud 2.0, decentralized, limitless, and yours. Their website revamp is easy. Hub.cosmos.network becomes a one-stop portal for cloud services with dashboards for deploying storage on Jackal, compute on a cache, or data layers on Celestia, all payable. This is the money shot. All payable in Atom or Stables via IBC. Partnerships shine through co-branded campaign. A cache plus Cosmos. Cheaper than AWS, greener than Google. I'm going to say that one more time, Bell, because that is solid gold right there. I'm a brilliant man. A cache plus Cosmos. Cheaper than AWS, greener than Google. You can write that down. Community events, which we've all bitched about for years and years and years. Pivot to Cloud 2.0 summits, blending devs from traditional tech, AWS refugees, with crypto natives. Now, narratively, it's about empowerment. Stories of small businesses ditching Azure bills for Cosmos 90% savings, or AI startups using Celestia for massive data sets without vendor lock-in. Social media floods with memes. We love memes. AWS is the Death Star, and Cosmos is the Rebel Alliance. This writes itself. And governance? Atom holders vote on cloud upgrades, like treasury-funded GPU incentives for AI workloads. But how do we accomplish it? First, leadership needs to pull their head completely out of their ass. But it really starts with strategy, not hype. Step 1, community consensus. This is where it goes completely off the rails, but hear me out. Propose a governance votes on the Cosmos Hub. Allocate 10 to 20 million Atom from Treasury, that's $40 to $80 million, for a Cloud 2.0 initiative. This funds marketing agencies for rebrands, similar to how the AA DAO backed Neutron and Shaga. Step 2, technical integrations. Accelerate IBC expansions to non-Cosmos chains. We got to pull them all in. Bridge to Ethereum via Axelar or Polkadot. For hybrid clouds where enterprises, mix AWS with a cache, upgrade to Cosmos SDK version 0.5 plus for better modularity, enabling plug-and-play storage modules. This has to happen. And step 3, partnerships and incentives. Court traditional players. Offer grants to AWS devs porting apps to a cache, or collaborate with Filecoin for cross-protocol storage. We all want the same thing. Launch yield farms on osmosis for Atom Stake cloud providers, boosting APR. APY, that's what we care about, right? Step 4, marketing blitz. I hate to say influencers, but we all know how it works out here in tech. Hire the influencers from tech. A little bit from crypto. Run pilots. Free storage trials for 10,000 users. Tracked via Kepler wallets. Measure success with metrics, TVL growth, user onboarding, and fee accrual. Now, are there challenges? Yeah, some big ones. Adoption inertia, regulatory hurdles for data privacy. Now, the GDPR loves decentralization, right? And competition from Solana's really, really high-speed chain or Ethereum's L2s. But Cosmos's edge is interoperability. No other network connects 80-plus chains like this, with AI demanding exabytes of data. Cloud 2.0 isn't optional, guys. It's inevitable. So, in closing, and I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think. Repositioning Cosmos as Cloud 2.0 transforms it from a blockchain ecosystem into a decentralized cloud revolution. It's about reclaiming the internet from giants, one IBC transfer at a time. The market is ripe. The tech's ready, and it's time for Cosmos to actually build the stars. That's my pitch. Now, will they get out there? Is Atom leadership going to hear any of that? Not a bit. They're sitting by the phone waiting for it to ring. Now, here's an absolute fact. You can hope something happens, or you can make something happen. But with the amount of capital that they are still sitting up there, that they still do have in that treasury, not making something happen is doing a disservice to everybody over here. And here's the funny thing. If you don't do it, somebody else will. You got to read the room, guys. It's right there. Anyway, that went a little bit longer than I thought. I apologize for that. Jason, there's got to be some clips in here you can take out of this and post them up as shorts. Anyway, Belle, do we have any questions, or was I just too high level on this?
We've got a few comments actually,
Okay.
so don't be disheartened.
Yep.
So Bradley Cope, Sigia save Cosmo.
Are we gonna save Cosmos? We're going to be half of the big batch that's really going to rail Jackal, and a cash is going to get a trickle from us. So are we going to save the Cosmos? No. Could we? If the Cosmos would lean into this, if Cosmos would simply recognize that the opportunity is already here. They are fucking wrong. They're still trying to sell tokens, and they're not trying to sell solutions. The solutions are already here. Could you imagine for a second what we'd be looking at right now if Atom, Cosmos, the interchain of blockchain, interhub of blockchain, if they actually came over here and supported the chains that are built on their protocol, not to grift, because that's all they've been doing. Sure, we'll get you a grant, 20% gets kicked back to us because, we got bills and mistresses and all that other shit. But could you imagine if they were actually serious about this? With the war chest that they're still sitting on, could you imagine what would happen here in this little atom that could, if they would actually lean in and embrace and support the products that are already over here? Could you imagine what could be accomplished if we were not fragmented the way that we are fragmented? That's what was encouraged. Tons of bad players, lots of promises, bleed it out, get as much money as we can, move on and build the next thing. That's what's been happening. But could you imagine what would actually happen if you had leadership up on top with that kind of war chest that would actually support and adopt some kind of initiative like this? Every single other chain out there would be scrambling, saying, fuck, we missed this. How did we miss this? This is so easy, right there in front of them. But will they listen? And my argument is going to be no. So we're going to do it without them. It'll take us longer, but we're going to do it without them. Hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
New type. Cosmos had their chance. The chain is slow. Institutions are not going to sit there and build on a chain that's held hostage by the Cosmos validator cartel.
Absolutely not. And I completely agree with you on that, bro. How long have I been
Yep.
up here? I'm sorry, what, Bell?
I was saying, yep.
Yep. How long have we been railing against this? What, 3-4 years now we've been railing against this? They're not coming. All right, they're not coming because I don't think you quite imagine the amount of money that Trad has for them to say, well, we simply cannot do this without Cosmos. We could never, ever build a blockchain without Cosmos. Are you fucking stupid? Do you have any idea how much money these guys can throw at a problem? All right, $1 billion, $1 billion is a line item for them. It isn't everything. We make this work or we're dead broke. It is a line item for them. They don't need you. And continuing to hope they do and wait for something to happen is doing a disservice to every single chain out here and every single person who's holding your token. You got to get out and make it happen, bro. Entertain it. All right, Mag, entertain it. Just say, hey, what if we actually got up this and rebranded ourselves as the Cloud 2.0, the super cloud, the decentralized super cloud? What if we actually went this direction? You've got to use terms that people are familiar with. And everybody within the sound of my voice, I know it's not a big audience, but everybody within the sound of my voice knows what I mean when I say cloud. And when I say cloud, what do you think of? I'll answer that question for you. You think Microsoft, you think Amazon, you think Azure, you think Google. That's what you think of when you think cloud. But imagine what you would think of if you got up there, hit it heavy, had products, this is available, and thought Cloud 2.0. Now you know what you're competing against. Now people are incentivized. Now people are energized. You seem to think that people don't care about privacy. You're wrong. We seen it. Bell and I saw it face to face. You think they don't care about data sovereignty. You're wrong. We're talking to the people. We know. Imagine if you actually did this instead of sitting there on your laurels saying, nope, we're right, and we will burn this fucker to the ground before we admit that we got it wrong. We have pivoted 3 times before we got it right. Jackal pivoted 5 times before they got it right. But we recognize that we were wrong, and we made adjustments. What has the new leadership done since they've taken this thing over? Nothing. They said, just wait, just see, wrote a couple posts, and there you go. They're wrong. I'm right. Why don't you just admit you didn't quite know, but let's try this? What are you going to do? Lose more money? Fall further out of the top one, further out of the top 50? Is that what's going to happen? Because you're doing that by doing deck. Maybe it's time for action. Just what I'm saying. Bell, carry on, please.
I'm actually going to tag on to the Cosmos becoming the Cloud 2.0 hub.
God, it'd be so good. Go ahead.
In order for that to happen, they need to open their options and they need to institute a pay rail. That way, people can not only pay in the Atom token or stable tokens, they can pay in actual dollars.
Yes, and I think no, you're dead right, Bill. I think I even might have mentioned that in there. It's right there for you guys, right? But you don't want to do this, right? You want to build blockchains. Do we not have enough? Is what I'm saying. How much further do you want to dilute everything out here? Build products or just lean in and support the products that are already out here, guys. It is right there. It is right there. How long, with all of your super devs up there, would it really take you to build a centralized, decentralized pay rail? So people could go to your site, click Sigia, click Jackal, click Akash, click Celestia, click anything over here, pay for it right there, and receive a service. Now, Jackal only runs on Jackal token. I don't care what they pay you in. You get the VIG on Atom. Atom's converted to Jackal. You get the storage. You pay the VIG in Atom, converted to Akash, burned on the Akash network. It's right there, guys. It's right there. Hope that answered the question. Bell, carry on.
Well, I mean, it kind of did address the comment, but yeah, All right, Gennady, why are we so hell-bent on saving Cosmos again? My comment, focus on Respawn and Sigea.
Yeah, and because I am naturally contrarian. That's it, bro. All right, Grenady, that's why. Because I'm naturally contrarian. By nature, I am a contrarian type of person. And now that everybody's walking away from it, I am much more excited to try to support it. Will I get any support? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bell and I have built our entire channel on being contrarian, but we haven't been wrong. I'm just pointing out that options are available. Whether it thrives or it busts, it is absolutely, completely irrelevant to Sigea Cloud, Sigea Chat. By the way, it works now, guys. You want to talk about it? You talk to Bella about that. Jackal Storage, a cache network, Fetch AI. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm doing this because I want something better for everybody. Is that so hard to believe? That maybe I simply want something better for everybody. You guys have been had. You've been had all the way up and down on this. But if there's even the slightest opportunity to save it, to get it, to grow it, to build something better where everybody, it works out for everybody, including us. Including us. I'm not doing this from a pure altruism standpoint. I want something out of it. You bet. I want more people using our app. I want more people using Jackal. I want more people using a cache. There's no reason that we have to fight out here, but that's all we do. Why don't we try to circle the wagons and just see what happens? That's why I'm doing it. Right there. Hope that answered the comment. Bell, carry on one more and I'm going to play a song.
Sigea fan, Sigea makes so much sense, and I believe in it so much that I changed my name.
Did you? I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, Sigea fan changed his name from Nuclear Chicken to Sigea fan.
And Nuclear Chicken, dude, you've been an ace, man. I am sorry about your issues. Trust me, you've been in my prayers. Yeah, and next week's going to be actually interesting. We won't be live next week. We have another conference that we have to go to. Not a crypto conference. There's no point in going to it. I will go to a crypto conference when I'm representing Cosmos Cloud 2.0. When I'm going as part of that event, I'm more than happy to attend that conference. But as long as you are just selling tokens and hope, I got no interest there, and those are crypto conferences. It's not for me, bro. But small business conferences, where all of these players, when we catch them young, when we catch them hungry, and we can solve problems that they didn't know that they were going to run into, that's where our money shot is. That's where I want to be. As they grow, we grow. You guys understand symbiosis, right? How easy that is to actually achieve, where they say, well, we're running into cloud issues. Hey, we got you. We're running into server issues. We got you. We're concerned about ransomware and privacy and all that other stuff. Babe, we got you. As they grow, we grow. Nice, easy, turnkey, push-button solutions. So, yeah, anyway, I hope that addressed that question. I got one more. I got another little bit that I'm going to get into after the song. I'm going to probably play some Motown, Bell. I'm in the mood for Motown. But read a comment that you can answer while I queue up the next song, okay?
All right, so Mackenzie dropping the comment. Sadly, for most, it is too hard to believe anyone does anything to benefit more than just themselves. This is the way. Yeah, well, we're going to wind up breaking that mold. I mean, we're trying to. It makes me physically sick, and I've stated it many, many, many times. I see blockchain tech as being a preventative to ransomware attacks in the healthcare industry. The healthcare industry, their PCs, you're lucky if those are less than 5 years old. They are way behind in tech. It is not fair that a hospital system gets shut down and the payment to restore said systems is Bitcoin in however large amount. Okay, that's a huge problem. It is a huge problem. But that number affects more people than you guys realize. It affects us all as individuals because, okay, number one, hospitals are paying through the nose for what is supposed to be secure cloud storage, and they're getting hacked constantly. So, number one, we, the people, the patients, are paying on the back end for that secure cloud storage. Again, that cost gets passed down to us. Number two, when these healthcare providers have to pay out through the nose because they had over 5 million records compromised due to a ransomware attack, we're actually footing the bill for that too. Funny how that works. I hate egregious medical billing. I'm trying to attack it on the back end.
And that's kind of what we're doing here, guys. So anyway, please enjoy the next song. Every song you hear on the podcast is available on the KPOD label. Just test Sigia Cloud, send Bell an email. I'd like this song. I'll transfer it over to you, bro. You own it. So anyway, if you guys could give us 3 minutes, 4 seconds, enjoy this next one. I actually, I wrote the lyrics for this. I wrote the lyrics for this one. I just had AI put it together into a song. Hope you guys enjoy it. Gonna flip the script. We'll be back 3 minutes, 4 seconds here on the podcast on the KPOD network.
Cold world, streets frosted, the system's a furnace, burning dreams, ashes scattered. A cold service, they label as numbers, a barcode existence. Smile in our face, but they snakes in the distance. Promised us ladders, but handed us ditches. We fight for survival, they stacking their riches. No fear of the people, no trust in the state. They puppeteer the strings, control our fate. They use us, abuse us, then toss us away. But I'll never bow down, not today, not today. Politicians lie, their tongues drip venom. Behind closed doors, they plot our condemning. Feed us their slogans, hollow and cheap. While they feast on the harvest, we barely reap. Divide us by color, by class, by creed. While their pockets swell fat, we bleed and we bleed. Built the walls, we carry the weight, but we ain't their cattle, we won't take the bait. No fear of the people, no trust in the state. They puppeteer the strings, control our fate. They use us, abuse us, then toss us away. But I'll never bow down, not today, not today. No fear of the people, no trust in the state. They puppeteer the strings, control our fate. They use us, abuse us, then toss us away. But I'll never bow down, not today, not today. Surveillance eyes watch, big brother's disguise. Freedom's a concept, they monetize. The news spins tales, a spider's web trap. Truth buried deep under layers of crap. I'm dodging the lies, ducking the snares. A lone wolf growling, I'm done with their prayers. You don't have no fear of the people, no trust in the state. They puppeteer the strings, control our fate. They use us, abuse us, then toss us away. But I'll never bow down, not today, not today. No fear of the people, no trust in the state. They puppeteer the strings, control our fate. They use us, abuse us, then toss us away. But I'll never bow down, not today, not today.
Not like that, and break it. It's so brother.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, kids, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I obviously when I wrote the lyrics for that was I did not do the music, the vocals, anything. It's AI. All right, it's AI. I just write the script, push it in, say turn this into a song, and out it comes. I didn't realize how relevant that was, Bell, to like the crypto space as opposed to that. It's the same damn thing. All right, it's no different. You listen to what they say, you drink up their lies, and you believe it, and you give them your money, you watch that shit just dwindle down 99% lower than where you started, and then you kind of wonder how this happened. I'm literally explaining it to you how this happened. So I got another little bit I got to do here. And
Wow.
what?
We just got hit with our first super chat in a while. Big boy hit us with a £1.99. Yeah.
Thank you. Believe it or not, dude, we're dead broke now, man. We're all in. All right, we got no grants, we got no $8 million VC funding so we could build our vision. We just built it, and we did it with our own money. So yeah, believe it or not, that $1.99, bro, that helps. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know we haven't got.
I can buy more ramen.
I don't even have ramen, man. You know what I'm doing? I'm sucking lint out of the carpet now. That's it. That's my 3 meals a day. I suck lint out of the carpet. I don't have any money left, man. Devs are not cheap. I don't know if you guys have ever built anything, but it costs. And when it's your own money, it's amazing how surgical you are with the spends, meaning that we're not going to wherever the next Cosmos verse is. We're going to another one out here in the Midwest to actually meet people. It's just kind of funny how that works, but I appreciate it, bro. So my next bit up here, and Sofa, if you're still out there, man, I'd appreciate it. Maybe you can kind of chop this up a little bit. I've been using the last couple days. I've been using the strip mall. I've been using the strip mall or the mall analogy metaphor to explain kind of what's going on out here in the big wide world, and it's amazing how often the same questions come up. And I was looking on the Jackal Telegram, which is always interesting. And it was still amazing to me how many people simply don't get it. So I said, okay, I will write up something and see if I can explain this a little bit better. Don't sit back, Belle, because I could flip the camera to you any second. So you keep that back straight, those shoulders back. You know what to do. I'm not going to. I'm just threatening that I could. I got the power right here. So I know you guys know all this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and have my say anyway. Hopefully, our AV community manager for podcast, Sigea Cloud, and all that everything else that we build after this can find some usage in this, because this is as evergreen as they come. Let me explain it to you in a different way. All right. I've been typing away on this for about 2 hours, and I want to make sure that I get it out. So, if you've been following the crypto space for any length of time, you've probably heard the terms like tokens, protocols, and blockchain projects. You've heard them thrown around. But there's a question that often trips people up. What's the difference between a crypto project that sells a product using tokens and one that only sells tokens as part of a protocol? And you know what? It's a great question. And it's one that's crucial to understanding how value is created, and more importantly, how value is sustained in the crypto ecosystem. So buckle up a little bit here, because I'm going to unpack this topic in a way that's clear, hopefully engaging, and maybe even a little fun. Wouldn't that be neat? Crypto should be fun. So I'm going to start right here with the basics. All right, the very basics. In the crypto world, a token is a digital asset built on a blockchain. Think of it like a digital coin or ticket that represents something. Maybe access to a service, a stake in a project, or even a form of currency within a specific ecosystem. Tokens are created and managed by blockchain products, but not all projects use tokens in the same way. And that's where the distinction comes in. Some projects build products that leverage tokens as part of their functionality, while others focus on creating protocols that primarily sell tokens to fund their development or incentivize network participation. Are you confused yet? Don't worry. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do it step by step. Now, first, let's talk about crypto projects that sell products using tokens. This is near and dear to me. These are companies or platforms that create something tangible, a service, an application, or a user-facing solution where tokens play a specific role in the product's ecosystem. The token isn't the main event. It's a tool that makes the product work better. Think of it like a movie theater that sells tickets. The tickets, tokens, they're not the point. The movie experience is. You buy the ticket to get into the theater, but the theater is offering you a full experience. Popcorn, comfy seats, and a blockbuster film, hopefully. Now, a great application and a great example of this is a decentralized app or a DApp, like a crypto-based gaming platform. Let's say you're playing like Axie Infinity. In this game, players use tokens like Axie's SLP or AXS to breed digital pets, battle opponents, or to trade assets. The product is the gaming experience, the fun of raising cute creatures, strategizing in battles, and building a virtual economy. The tokens are essential. They let you interact with the game's economy, but they're not the sole focus. The developers are selling you the game, and the tokens are a mechanism to make that game more engaging, decentralized, and rewarding. Now, another example is a decentralized finance, or DeFi. Platform like Aave. Aave offers a product, a lending and borrowing marketplace where users can deposit crypto to earn interest or to take out loans. Aave's tokens are used for things like governance, deciding how the platform evolves, or as collateral within the ecosystem. But the core offering is the lending and borrowing service. The token enhances the product, but it's not the only thing Aave is selling. They're selling a financial tool, and the token is like the oil that keeps the engine running smoothly. Now, let's contrast this with protocols that only sell tokens. And this is where you should write this down if you don't know. These are projects where the token itself is the primary focus, often because the project is building a foundational layer, a protocol that other applications can build on. A protocol in crypto is like the plumbing of the internet. It's the underlying infrastructure that makes things work. These projects sell tokens to fund their development. You need to understand this. These projects sell tokens to fund their development, to incentivize network participation, or to distribute governance rights. But they don't necessarily offer a using-facing product. The token is the product, in a sense, because it's the main thing being offered to investors or users. Now, I'm going to go big picture here. Take Ethereum. It's a classic example. Ethereum is a protocol, a blockchain platform that developers use to build their own applications, like the dApps that we just talked about. Ethereum's token is used to pay for transactions and computational work on the network. When Ethereum launched, this is a while ago, but when it launched, it sold Ethereum, ETH, through a crowd sale to fund the development of the blockchain. The focus, it wasn't on selling a specific app or service. It was on creating a decentralized platform where others could build. Now, ETH is valuable because it powers the network, not because it's tied to a single product. I think it's important that you understand this. Now, another example is Chainlink. It's a decentralized Oracle network, and we need Chainlink. Their protocol connects blockchains to real-world data, like stock prices or weather updates. Its token, Link, is used to pay node operators who provide that data. Chainlink itself doesn't sell a consumer-facing product like a game or a lending platform. It sells a protocol that other projects use. Do you understand this? The Link token is sold to fund the network, to incentivize honest data providers and enable transactions within the ecosystem. The token is central to the protocol's operation, but there's no app that you download to use Chainlink directly. So, what's the key difference? It boils down to focus and value proposition. A product-based crypto project is focused on delivering a specific user experience. Think gaming, trading, or file storage, where tokens are a means to an end. The token supports their product's functionality, like paying for services, rewarding users, or enabling governance. But in contrast, a protocol-based project is focused on building infrastructure, and the token is the primary mechanism for funding, securing, or operating that infrastructure. The product is the protocol itself, and the token is its lifeblood. Now, let me use an analogy to make this crystal clear. I love analogies. I want you to imagine a product-based crypto project like a restaurant. The restaurant, it serves delicious meals. Now, that's the product. What comes on the plate, what shows up at your table, that's the product. The tokens are like gift cards. You use them to pay for the meal, get a discount, whatever. But the real value is in the dining experience. Now, a protocol-based project is like the company that supplies the restaurant's ingredients. They don't serve meals directly. They provide the raw materials, flour, vegetables, spices, meat, that the restaurants need to create their dishes. The tokens in this case are like shares in the supply company. They fund the operation, they incentivize suppliers, or they give you a say in how the company runs. Now, this distinction has huge implications for investors, developers, and users. For one, product-based projects tend to have a clear value proposition for end users. Now, if you're a gamer, you can see the value in playing Axie Infinity because it's fun and because you can earn tokens. If you're a DeFi user, right at you, new type, you understand why you would use Aave to earn interest. You'd understand it. These projects often have more immediate use cases, which can make them easier to adopt. But they also face competition in very, very crowded markets. There are hundreds, thousands of crypto games, and thousands of DeFi platforms that are vying for attention. Now, protocols, on the other hand, are more foundational, but they are a lot less tangible. Investing in a protocol like Ethereum or Chainlink is a bet on the future of the ecosystem. Just as simple. If more developers build on Ethereum, the demand for Ethereum grows. If more projects need Chainlink's data feeds, Link becomes more valuable. But protocols can be riskier because their success depends on adoption by other developers, and it's never guaranteed. Plus, protocols often require a deeper understanding of the tech to see their potential, which can scare off casual investors. Now, another difference is how tokens are used. In product-based projects, tokens often have a utility within the ecosystem. Think of them as in-app currency. In protocol-based projects, tokens are more like fuel for the network or a governance tool. This affects their economic models. Product tokens might fluctuate in value based on the popularity of the app, while protocol tokens are tied to the broader adoption of the underlying technology. Now, I know where you're going. I'm going to ask Bell for comments. I know, kind of have an idea. If any of them are coming, I know where they're coming. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, because this is crypto in a nutshell. Scams and speculation. The crypto space has seen plenty of projects, both product and protocol based, that overhype their tokens to raise very quick cash. Now, in 2017, most of you guys weren't around. I was around. It was during the ICO boom. Many protocol projects sold tokens with vague promises of revolutionizing industries, but they delivered dick. Product-based projects aren't immune either. Some games or apps use tokens as a gimmick to attract investors without offering real value. As an investor or a user, you need to ask, please ask, does this project solve a real problem? Now, for products, is the user experience compelling? For protocols, is the infrastructure something developers will actually use? And regulations also play a role. Tokens sold as part of a product might be seen as utility tokens by regulators tied to a specific service. Protocol tokens, especially those sold to fund development, Jackal, can sometimes look like securities, which brings stricter oversight. Now, the SEC and other agencies have cracked down on projects that sell tokens without clear utility. So this distinction matters for legal compliance as well. But despite these challenges, both approaches are driving innovation. And that's what we're about out here, innovation. Product-based projects are bringing crypto to everyday users right here, whether it's through gaming, DeFi, or decentralized social media. Protocols are laying the groundwork for a new internet 2.0, one that's decentralized, secure, and that's open to all. Now, the beauty of crypto is that these two models work together. A DeFi app like Uniswap is a product, but it's built on Ethereum's protocol. Chainlink's data feed powers countless dApps. It's a symbiotic relationship that's pushing the industry forward. So, I hope this made sense, or maybe offered a little bit of clarity. But to wrap it up, the difference between selling a product that uses tokens and a protocol that only sells tokens is about purpose, and it's about scope. Products are about delivering a specific experience to users, with tokens as a supporting tool. Protocols are about building infrastructure, with tokens as the core mechanism for funding and operation. Both have their strengths, both have their risks, and both have their rewards. Now, as you navigate the crypto world, whether you're investing, building, or just exploring, keep this distinction in mind. It'll help you separate the signal from the noise and find projects that truly have potential. This is for you, Sofa, and this part is for only you. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. The crypto space is wild, it's exciting, and it's full of possibilities. So go out there, do your research, and maybe you'll find the next big product or protocol that changes the game. Thank you for entertaining me on this, guys. I know it went long. I apologize, but we've been getting a lot of these same questions, seeing them on the Telegram, on the Discord, on this everything, and I thought I would just try to nip this out in one single go. I cannot imagine that there's any comments or any questions on this. We have a very, very mature audience on this channel, but if we do, Belle, please send them my way, and let's see if we can answer them.
All right, so Sigia fan, speaking of those rare few that support you guys, might we get the neck back on the channel sometime soon for a fun stream, or is he still too busy with his head down working?
I imagine if I really put the screws to him, we could probably get him on, but it would be more like talking about what I was just talking about. I know there's no interest in that, guys. I know you all know all of this, but it seems like every time that we get a new user that's tuning in, they're asking the same thing: when Jackal, or when AXV, or when anything. So I thought I would take a few minutes and just lay it out. When Belle and I sell the ever-loving hell out of this. That's the when. Hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
I am gonna point out, okay, I did actually copy that question and I did send it over to the neck and just let him know that he is missed, that you guys missed him. So I know he wants to be back on, but he has been working his little tail end off.
That guy's been getting his ass kicked, and we're not
Yeah.
we're not helping. You know what?
No.
I don't. You know, like, Eric is a tool. All right, he's a tool for me to get Sigia Cloud all the way up into everyday speech. Our end goal is, when you think Dropbox, you think, well, yeah, but Sigia Cloud is better. That's our end goal. Just so if you guys were asking, what are you for? We want to replace Dropbox. Our goals are that lofty and that high, and we can do it because we're better. Belle, carry on.
Gennady, regarding Cosmos, they're literally sheep in wolves' clothing. They know how to raise funds, game the VCs, and this is all they do: raise money, burn through it, accomplish zero work, repeat, wake up.
Yeah, and they'll continue to do it until you guys call them out. That's it. Look, man, the one thing that they don't want is for you to accuse them of doing nothing. That's it. That's what they don't want. That is the thing that they fear the most. Now, big picture, they don't give a shit about you. All right, look, I've been wondering why they're sitting on like a $240 million war chest and they're not investing this in anything that has actual value accrual. I've been working that out in my head for a long time, and it's simply because I think they like getting their paychecks. They like keeping their jobs, and they want to make sure that they have plenty of runway that they can run this fucker right into the ground for the next 10 years and keep getting a paycheck. That's it. I'm an Occam's razor kind of guy, and the most obvious solution tends to be the correct solution. I think they want to make sure that there's plenty in there so that they can keep getting paid. That's it. What can they do? Invest in apps. That's it. Take a piece. Invest in apps, the right apps, the smart apps, the apps that appeal to Web 2, not Web 3, man. It's a dead market, dude. The competition over here is too much. There's no point in saying we're going to invent the better fucking stable token, all right? We already went through this shit with UST. The money shot over here is investing into apps that have Web 2 penetration and taking a piece of them, actually becoming a venture capitalist themselves. That's it. That's the money shot. But I don't think that they would even consider parting with a couple $1 million for something like Sigia, where you guys already know we're getting market penetration. We have product market fit. We support the Cosmos. We've been doing this forever. Every single one of our consumers become investors. I don't think they have any interest in that, because any money that they part with right now means that their management runway might get chopped up a little bit if it doesn't work out, and a lot of these don't work out. So, yeah, I'm not going to carry on that. Anyway, hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
All right, regarding the last segment, Sigia fan, this is a great educational segment.
I don't know about that. Like I said, I think we have a very mature audience over here. The podcast is a very mature audience. You guys have been with us forever. You know all this stuff. But if there's ever an opportunity, and every time we get a new viewer over here, it's rare, man. Look, this is not the face of crypto. I accept things about myself. But every time we get a new user over here, they always ask the same questions. So I thought, sure, let's take 10 minutes out of our lives. Let's just lay it down so that maybe this is simple and understood. And then we don't have to keep repeating ourselves. I don't want to, man. I want to talk. You guys won't believe what we got on the plate here, man. This is going to be great. And I cannot wait for next week. I'm so excited about this. I got my business cards. I got my one pages. And that's not only Sigia. It's also, Bell, I didn't tell you, but I got the Respawn one pages too. We're going to push this shit everywhere. And the best part about it is that between Sigia and Respawn, we're not competitors. All right. We represent different solutions, wildly different solutions, but we are complementary to a way that you couldn't imagine. We take care of the front end. Jackal can take care of the back end. Oh, I'm sorry, Respawn can take care of the back end, babe. And it just goes. And the best part is that all of it drives value to the protocol. I just spent 10 minutes talking about this stuff. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited. I can't wait till we can get back and lay some more alpha on you guys. Anyway, hope that answered the question, Bell. Carry on.
This question is actually addressed to me. Bella, white hat hackers promoting Respawn and Sigia would be a good pipeline. Usually, white hat hackers are working for law enforcement in some capacity, either law enforcement or law firms. They would be a fantastic pipeline, but that is a very, very tough pipeline to crack. Although we do have connections. So yeah, actually they would, but getting to them is kind of a hard
Yeah.
deal.
Do you know any of them? Should we put a bounty on Sigia Cloud? Go ahead and crack us. Have a go. But it comes with a caveat. If you cannot crack us, you have to go on publicly and say, fuck, I couldn't do it. That's bad, because then you lose white hat, black hat credibility. You lose some of your stroke. But is that what we need to do? We need to put a bounty on it. I believe in this protocol, man. I believe in my team. I believe in our security. I believe in everything. Or else I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying. I'd put a bounty on it, but I don't have any money left. Isn't that funny? If not, I'd put $100,000 up there and say, sure, go ahead and crack us. I'm confident. First, find us, then crack us. Knock yourself out. I think that'd be interesting. Carry on, Bell.
Last question for the moment. New type. Scott knows Uniswap launched their own L1 called Unichain, right?
I do know that. Yes, sir. Dude, I'm trying to stay generalized here, man. You've seen the show before, New Type, man. We don't have to get into the minutia here. Yes, I know what they did, but ask yourself: does the great wide world know this? And that's it. As soon as you can answer that question, I think you can understand where I'm coming from when I do these things, when I do these longer monologues. We're talking to Web 2 people. Web 2 people speak in generalities. They don't speak into specifics. They don't know specifics, and they don't care. How do I know this? Because I'm out there, bro. Because I'm out there doing this. Because I'm shaking hands with people who don't know fuck all about crypto. I have to be as vague as I need to be. So if we would like to get into deep specifics, ask yourself, will this help me make a sale? Will this help me get people on board? And the answer is almost always no. When I'm talking to the devs, when I'm talking to their IT guys, sure, man, we get into the minutia. But when I'm talking to the people that will give me the name so I can talk to the devs, I don't get into it, man. It's not worth the time. It's just simply not worth the time. So appreciate the question. Was that the last one, Mel?
That was the last one, yes.
Perfect. What a nice segue. So we're going to be back tomorrow night because, and we're going to be live every night this week because we won't be back next week. You know why? Because we're out selling. And that's another thing that crypto simply misses, is the fact that Field of Dreams doesn't work. How do I know? Because we've been around for a long fucking time and Field of Dreams doesn't work. How many more protocols are successful than have absolutely imploded? That's why we're out there doing it, because we're not going to be one of those guys. So we're going to be live every night this week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow night. Maybe develop Sigia, maybe respawn, maybe nothing. I don't know. We'll find out, but we'll find out tomorrow night. So Belle's going to talk us up, take us out of here. Guys, had a wonderful time. We'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you send our way. Now, with that being said, we are going to be back on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and then, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself, Scott at thepodcast.com or Bella at thepodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you next time. Hmm.